What's up, everybody? Alright, today I'm going to be going over some basic techniques. So last time I went over some warm-ups I do to help me. I'm just going to go over some techniques that you can do without a partner, and some of the more fundamental things that you need. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do what is called a sprawl. Now this is what you're going to use a lot with wrestling and takedowns. So say I'm wrestling with someone, you're going to be like this. This is your basic wrestling stance. You want your feet out, and you want to be on the balls of your feet. And this is basically what you want. And the thing with wrestling is you don't ever want anyone touching your feet. When you're wrestling, you don't want anybody to be able to touch your legs. If they're touching your legs, then you're in trouble. You're gonna get dumped on your head. So the way you combat that, if they shoot, you're gonna slam your hands to the ground, and you're gonna push your feet out and do that. So this is going to be the basic sprawl. Come back to your wrestling stance, and this is basically just for wrestling. You'll use this in mixed martial arts as well. So if you're fighting, people will go at your legs. So again, the only thing you're doing is you're coming down, you're slapping the mat, and then you're almost doing like a burpee. So kind of like a burpee. You're basically just doing a burpee. But you want to stay on your toes. You want to stay on the balls of your feet. Always. Because that way you have the opportunity to be able to move away. And that way you're not flat-footed, and it's a lot harder to move away if you're not bouncing on the balls of your feet. And that doesn't mean be on your tippy toes. That means stay, your heels can touch the ground. It's like footwork with any other sport. So, say you're playing basketball, you want to be light on your feet. You want to be able to shuffle around and move around. Right? So, same thing applies to like wrestling or even mixed martial arts. If you ever watch a fight or even a boxing match, you'll see a lot of guys are very light on their feet. They're always moving. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. You don't ever really want to be super heavy unless you're tied up with someone and you're trying to pull them down. But you should always be kind of on the balls of your feet. That way you have a little more movement and a higher reaction time. Now, the next thing we're going to go over, that's some basic wrestling defense, which is a sprawl. Our next thing is a takedown, a basic takedown. So you can drill this as much as you want. I'm already a little winded. I haven't been in my cardio. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is a basic takedown. So you'll learn this in your first wrestling class. The basic takedown is just you stepping inside. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to step. Take a step. So what you want to work on is just moving around and stepping before every shot. You want to step in, you almost want to knock into your opponent. So I'll grab something real quick to be a little bit of a help. You don't need this, but this will just basically give you the basic idea of what you need to do. So I'm using just a basic Sentry bag. So what you want is you want to step in and bump. Step in and bump. That's really all there is to it. Step, bump. Step, bump. You want to bump them. You want to bump their hip with your shoulder. And that'll get them off balanced. That way, you are able to actually do the takedown. You see a lot of guys, they'll do this stuff. They'll immediately go to their knee. And they're super off balance. So our first thing, step. Step and bump. Step and bump. Now, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to step, you're going to bump. And as you bump them, you're going to go down on your lead knee and keep this planted. You're going to bring this up here. Next thing you're going to do, after you've bumped them, you're going to bring this leg up here for some support. Because if you don't, you're not taking them over like that. You're gonna step, and you're going to look the same way as your opponent. Look the same, look right at them. Look right at their back. You're going to bring your leg up. You want to be in this position. And you're going to take them at like a 45-degree angle and flail, or like bring your arms out. And you're basically just, imagine their legs are right here. You're going to pick them up and you're going to throw them. I'll show a little bit more with an actual person in one of my next videos. But for now, this is the basic movement for a double leg. Boom. Take him to an angle. Now, our next move, you'll see this in a lot of warming up, and we'll just do this from sitting down, and we'll show some standing. So this is a roll. So our first roll will be frontwards, and you'll see this a lot with jiu-jitsu. So say that someone has your back, you're turtled up, you can roll over your shoulder and put them in your guard. And this is also very handy for if you end up getting taken down. So this is all that roll is. And coming up to this position and standing like that. So whatever foot, whatever way you roll, whatever shoulder you roll on, you are coming up with the opposite leg coming in. So if I'm rolling on my right shoulder, my left leg is gonna come under. My right leg's gonna come on top. If I'm rolling on my left shoulder, my right leg's gonna come on the bottom. Ugh. Now we're gonna get to a backwards roll. So actually, let me go more into depth on that, how the way you would do that, because this one gets a lot harder for a lot of different people that are beginning. A lot of people do this. They come over and they roll over, or they do this. And they roll like that. You want to keep whatever shoulder you're turning on. So say I'm going on my right shoulder. I'm going to turn my head and look the opposite way. And the way I do that is, that way I don't roll over my head. That's not what you want. Turn your head the opposite way, and you're going to basically just walk your feet over. So this is the way I teach the kids in the kids jiu-jitsu class. You're going to turn your face, you're going to put your foot, and you're going to put your ear to the mat. And then you're going to walk your feet up and come up like that. So that's it for that. So now the backwards roll. Our backwards roll looks like this. You're going to come in, you're going to fall on your back, and you're going to turn your head. You're going to come up, keeping your feet straight, and turn like that. So from the other side, from this view, all you're going to do is you're going to fall backwards, turn your head, come up onto your knees. It doesn't really matter how you come up on that one. That's it for the backwards roll. Backwards roll is pretty much the same principle. Turn your head, make sure your feet. And another way I've seen people do it is they cross their feet. So you do that and you cross your feet to come up. And it sometimes helps people just keep their feet in contact and their feet in a straight line. Alright, now I'm going to do that standing. So this one you'll see a lot with just different things. So people get taken down. You'll see this a lot in judo, where people will get thrown. That way they don't get thrown flat on their back. Because the way it works in judo is if you get thrown with a judo throw, you're going to land flat on your back. And if you land flat on your back, that's no good. So a lot of people do this. They'll turn and they'll land like that, so they come up. Or they'll do that, or you'll see this a lot in people after they've gotten hit really hard and they've gotten dropped in like a MMA fight, or I don't know. You'll see this a lot with falling. So you'll see a lot of people just come up and land on their shoulder. So you want to make sure you always land on your shoulder. Because if you do that and you come and land on your head, you're going to probably break your neck and it's going to be really sucky. So you got to always make sure you're landing on your shoulder. So the way you're going to do that one is you're going to basically go down and land your hands first and then fall to your elbows as well. This one's kind of hard to do without being shown in person, but this is what I'll be doing. Now, the next thing is the backward roll, and you'll see this one. This one will be very useful. So, this one's very useful if you're even just on the street and someone pushes you really hard and you fall back. So what will likely happen with a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, this is how they'll react. You'll get pushed and you'll fall and you'll bang your head on the ground. You'll get whiplash and you'll bang your head on the ground and it'll make you go unconscious. You'll see a lot in fighting. A lot of times the punch doesn't knock you unconscious first. It's always the get clipped, you land, and you bang your head on the canvas. And that's what puts you unconscious, really. So you'll see that a lot. So you'll see this a lot with a particular fighter. His name's Tony Ferguson. In fighting, he'll do this a lot if he gets hit hard and dropped. So what a lot of times will happen is they'll get hit, bink, and they'll fall, and then they'll roll over their shoulder. So it's basically the same. You're just basically taking a seat as you fall. So the basic thing you're going to do is you're going to sit down and land on your butt. That is the same thing as you did with sitting down. You're just basically sitting. You're just sitting back in an imaginary chair, landing on your butt, and rolling. Now, I'm going to teach you exactly how to fall correctly, and people think it's crazy that you have to learn how to fall correctly, but it's true. So, our first way of falling correctly is by doing this. This is a lot easier on a mat. So say you're getting taken down. A lot of people, if you're getting taken down, a lot of people want to fight it. They want to land and post. And you don't ever want to post. If you post, imagine this. All your body weight and all your opponent's body weight is landing on that arm that you're posting on. What do you think is going to happen? Not going to be fun. Your arm's going to probably break. And I've seen this many a time with, there's an old fight in a promotion called Pride. It was a Japanese organization, and we had this wrestler. We had a wrestler and a Muay Thai guy. A good kickboxer. This is a good wrestler. The wrestler shot in for a double leg, and the dude went to post, and he ended up breaking his arm. Instead of trying to fall correctly, sometimes you just gotta accept that you're getting taken down, and that you're not gonna be able to stop it. So the way you're gonna fall correctly is you're going to do the same. You're gonna land on your butt, and you're gonna slap the mat. Or you can even roll backwards. That's mainly if you get pushed or you get punched hard enough to drop you and make your equilibrium go. So the basic thing you're gonna do is you're just sitting back and slapping and making sure you don't let your head hit the ground. So coming back, slapping. That's really good for like wrestling or jiu-jitsu if you get taken down, slapping the mat. You'll see it a lot with even judo. Of course, with judo, you don't ever want to land on your back. You'll see it a lot with jiu-jitsu. If you're getting judo thrown, people will land and slap the mat. So it's one of the fundamental ways to fall, and there's still a lot of people that don't actually know how to fall correctly that are legends in the business. So that's one of the most important things as well. Alright, so that's it for now. I'll add on if I need to later, but I don't know, that's it. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video.